There you guys are close. I thought that Holy Cross did an amazing job. Their head coach, been a good guy. I know him from a while, just from him being a Northeast guy and actually being a really good football player during his playing career and coaching career. He's done a good job everywhere he's been. Just thankful for the way they played, to be honest with you. Those guys did a really, really good job, I thought, in the second quarter. Fought extremely hard, and they fought the entire game, so hats off to them and his staff and those players, and they're just a really good football team.
Questions? We'll go right across the front here, start with Mark, then go to Emily.
After a game like this, Coach, do you have more questions than answers?
I don't know. I don't really even.
Well, they sacked Kyle several times, pressured him. You have special teams, field goals, missed 3 field goals today. Just, those sorts of things.
Well, the sacks, so we were rotating different guys in. We probably shouldn't have rotated guys in that early, and as soon as certain guys got in, they gave up 2 sacks. So we just got to get them better. And the reason you want to put them in, because most of the time people try to wait towards the end of the game in different times, and then those players' mindset isn't in it. So we try to put guys in early so they know that they're in meaningful time and got in, and that's something that happened. And just to miss field goals, we have to make those kicks. And I wanted to go for it. Certain guys were saying, Coach, we can get it, let's go for it. But I wanted to put the pressure on the field goal kicker and give them an opportunity to kick those field goals. And made them in practice, didn't make them today. We just have to keep practicing.
What did you see on those attempts? Anything that?
I thought once the first one, they got through a little bit, he looked up fast. So if you watch it as he's kicking it, he's looking up quick to see if they're coming in, and he's not following through with his kick. He was a little bit nervous. The second one, it just went wide on him. I wanted to put Jaden Owe in because I said, okay, let's give Jaden Owe a chance too. Also because this other guy, Jaden, had enough distance, but it went wide right. So we just got to keep getting better at kicking, in the kicking game. It's something that we have to fix. Just special teams overall. I had to call a timeout at one point because of the sub situation, and we worked on it all week. If we have an opportunity of being up, who's going in, doing what situation, who's going to do what? And at one situation, one of the twos went in, but we had a chance if we were up by so much that we weren't going to play certain guys, and it just didn't happen that way. And we have to be better. Like, I have to be better. But mainly, it was myself that got to get that better. I got to fix the special teams up.
Emily, and then Dan.
Fran, I believe some point this week you had said you had talked to Coach Nixon about getting LeQuint more touches, getting him more involved in the game. It certainly felt like he was a little bit more today. I guess, were you satisfied with his production today and how much he was used?
I'm always satisfied with how he's being used. You just want a kid to get the ball in his hand so he can showcase his talent. But I'm always satisfied how he's being used. I was happy with his play today, so I thought he did a good job. He always plays physical, and he plays for the football team, so I was definitely pleased with it.
Dan.
Fran, just your takeaways of the defense and how they did throughout this game, including Jaden Bellamy, who got his hand on a potential interception and then ended up getting it and get the return toward the end of the game.
I thought that the defense did really well in the first quarter. Second quarter, we made a call. One particular player didn't play in the right zone. They ended up getting a touchdown, and then they came out, and as they got the ball backed up a little bit, and then they didn't look at their man. And, we screaming, hey, the tight end is to play, so we gave up a touchdown. And those 2 drives I thought weren't good at all. That wasn't us. But then the second half, they just played lights out. They done their job. Everybody's eyes, they was keyed on their job, so it helped a lot. And I call him Bell Atlantic. I always say he'll always answer the call. So Bell Atlantic did a good job. He had his hand. Technically, that could have been his 3rd interception if he comes down with it, because there was 2 of them earlier. As he's hitting the ground, he's not holding on to the ball. But he did a good job. He's a good football player, and just got to continue to grow and continue to get better.
Chris, and then Mario and back.
Fran, you were talking about Jaden. He didn't get a chance to play a ton the first couple of weeks.
Yep.
Did you say anything to sort of keep him ready, or what was your message?
He had to give better effort in practice. It was just his effort, of me seeing him accelerating to the ball, because we know he has a knack for the ball. The kid's been around football a long time, but it was just the effort in practice and the push. And with Marcellus going down, of course, they was already in a rotation, but it just has him in the game more now. But those 3 were our starting corners. Those 3 rotated a lot, but now, he kind of, I guess that sitting that first week didn't sit well with him, and that kind of made him pick it up, and he's been more focused.
Mario and back.
Coach, 4 games into the season, are you pleased with the growth that your team has made, and what steps do you continuously want to see worked on right now?
In certain areas, yes, I am. I'm pleased with what we're doing. I am pleased with where we are. I'm pleased with, not completely pleased with the record, but it is what it is. But then also, we want to keep growing on special teams. We want to continue to get better rushing the passer. You want to continue to get better protecting our quarterback and being able to run the football. So I want to get better at everything every week. You want to continue to get better. I don't think we're nowhere near where we can be, and we just got to keep growing. Just continue to get better, continue to grow.
If I can go off that, along those lines, have injuries played a part of that, of you stunning the growth a little bit?
I guess somewhat you could say that, but you got to play with who you got. No one really cares about that. It's just whoever we have, we got to play with, and that's what our job is as coaches. We got to get everybody ready and be able to keep everybody, in the mix and understanding the game plan.
We'll have the first row right on the end here, Christian, and then we'll pass it down to Aiden after that.
Coach, what have you seen from Jackson Meeks as he stepped into that more of a higher role as wide receiver 1?
He's just playing good football. I think Kyle throws the ball to everybody, and he's catching the passes that he's throwing him. Because you could easily have said that same thing about Mari Hatcher today. There's a couple passes that didn't count, and then some coming back because of different flags. So, I think Kyle throws the ball to everybody. OG just wasn't on today as it usually is. So, I don't think we really have a wide receiver 1. We just have a good group of guys that can all play football.
Hey, Coach, congrats on the win.
Thank
Just speaking on Meeks again, you kind of talked about on Monday how, you saw him having great practices at Georgia, but not really that opportunity. Is this kind of what you envisioned, performances like this, when you kind of brought him over to Syracuse with you?
He made those same catches at practice at Georgia. So, he done those things in practice. He practiced hard. To be able to go to Georgia and play there, you have to be a good football player. And, he's a committed, good young man. And I'm just happy that he's getting the opportunities that he's getting now. I think he's taking full advantage of the passes that are being thrown to him. He's also doing a good job in the run game.
Fran, you mentioned OG there a moment ago. Just what are the issues preventing him from being more productive right now?
It's a lot of it's more people on the football team, so you don't have to just continue to go to the same guy. Just wasn't his day, but his day will be coming. So I can't really tell you there's anything preventing him from getting the football or anything preventing him from having production. It's just the way the game goes, especially when you get a win. Really, that's the most important thing, being able to get a win. But he's doing a really good job in the blocking game. If you watch, we ran a lot to his side, so he's been able to show that he can do that. He's an NFL player, and he's just continuously getting better in other areas, not just in catching passes all the time, which everyone wants to see him do. And it'll come when the time comes for it. So the more that we open up with everyone else being able to catch, Meeks, Amari, Gil, just all those different guys, that helps a lot with him. And Trevor, it helps so that way he doesn't have to get double.
He's not fighting another injury. He's healthy.
No, he played the whole time. Unless you know something I don't know.
Just ask.
No, he's good.
Fourth row on the corner.
Coach, you talked about increasing the workload for LeQuint, which you did today, but also at the same time, Kyle threw 50 passes, which is a career high for him. Was that just part of the game plan, or is that just how the game kind of flowed in this one?
How the game flowed. We didn't do well when it came to flags, so we were backed up at certain times, so that requires you to throw the ball. You don't want to just keep running, because when you just run in that situation, and that's saying that you're just trying to get into either field goal range or you just want to get out of it so you can punt and flip the field. And we try to score.
You mentioned rushing the passer as something that you guys need to get better at, I guess. What's your diagnosis of what the problem is there?
I ain't say that was a problem. I just want to get better at it. It doesn't always have to be a problem when something isn't there, because we did end up with 4 sacks. So I'm not saying there's a problem. You just want to get better. I want to be a better football coach. I want us to throw the ball even better. We want to complete more passes. We want to be better at pass blocking. We want to be better at run blocking. When you're playing, you don't stay the same, because if we stay the same, as he asked me the question, then we're actually getting worse because everyone else is getting better. So you just want to get better at all those things, so that way we have an opportunity, to being a good football team and being able to compete like we're about to go on the road. So I think that if we continue to get better pass rushing, that'll help us on the road. The momentum. you know, we're just looking for every little bit of momentum we can get.
Right here in the third row.
In the fourth quarter, 3 sacks for King Joseph Edwards in this first game. What did you see out of him that made him so effective there in the fourth?
Well, he just got good, get off on the ball. We've been saying it all week. We met with him earlier in the week and told him if he did X, Y, and Z, he'd be able to play, and he kind of did that. Met up to the week, but he's a good pass rusher. That's what he's been known for to do, and he has a third down package that we'll make sure that he's able to get into. But King's just maturing. You know, it was a maturing thing with him. I mean, you'd probably have been seeing him. But he just had to continue to mature. He's just a true freshman. So with me, it's a lot of freshmen that can play athletically and talent-wise, but it comes with everything else. Sometimes if you just throw a freshman on the field right away, then you won't be able to fix the other areas, like going to class on time, doing all the other things on time. So it all goes together when you plan for our football team.
Take a few more for Coach, and we'll start with Dan right in front.
Fran, looking at what Kyle's been able to do and in this game, but also all season up to this point, over 300 yards passing in every single game. You brought him in here to be a leader. You brought him in here to move the ball and to put the team in good positions. Just what you can say about him as a leader.
He's just a good leader. He leads the guys, sometimes vocal, and then sometimes he just goes and talks in his own way, but then he works hard every day. You know, he wants to be, he's working for perfection, wants to be perfect, but, you know, along the way, hopefully he continue to try and be excellent, things of that nature. But he's a real good kid. He's a good leader. He's the leader of our football team. Kids rally behind him. When he's doing well, we do well. If he's not doing well, then we probably won't go. So you're hoping that other guys can be there with him to just be able to carry it along.
And last two for Coach will go right here on the end. Chris, and then right here in the second row. You go first.
Coach, you mentioned some of the penalties that wiped out big plays. What do you guys have to do to clean that up?
We're gonna handle that in practice. Yeah, we gotta do that. We gotta handle that in practice. And guys gotta bend. Some of them are holding because you're being lazy, not bending and moving your feet. You're just lunging and grabbing. And then there's others which I don't even know if I could say, I don't agree with certain things, but it's just some of them are part of football, and then some are lazy. Yeah.
Chris, last question.
Fran, you mentioned the pass rush. I think it was much better in the second half. Did you guys dial up more pressures, or was it just guys were better in their matchups and winning them?
I think just better in their matchups and just winning them, and just being able to understand, okay, don't relax now, because once we were up 21-0, I think that the mentals of some guys were they kind of, went opposite, and then when they seen it come back, oh, snap, no, let's go, And then me going in the locker room, saying the things that I said at halftime and being able to get us to get ready to go out and play football, because it's important on the defensive side of the ball that we play the right way, And then on the offensive side of the ball, there were some things that we wanted to do when it came to the third quarter. We just weren't able to score, but they were moving and going towards the right direction. So just want to be able to start fast in that first quarter and third quarter. So.
Are you willing to share what that halftime message sort of was?
No, my language probably wasn't the right way, so I don't want to share that. But it was just, in all reality, are we playing the way that we want our families and we want to represent the Fs? That's really what it was about. Are you guys this what you want people to look at the tape and see this is what Syracuse is about? And the guy said no, so I was like, oh, so let's go show it. Let's put on tape who we are. And that's really what it was all about.
Thanks, Coach.
Appreciate you guys. Be safe.